The funding will go towards different programs in the fight against HIV and AIDS, such as mother-to-child transmission, male circumcision, providing support to orphans and vulnerable children. Other programs are to provide counseling and testing, as well as adult and pediatric care and treatment. The assistance will help Namibia achieve UNAIDS 90 goals of achieving 90% success on testing, diagnosis and treatment. In all this, Namibia's progress is encouraging and ranges between 84 to 86%, and the U.S. ambassador to Namibia says though Namibia is moving closer to the target, there are gaps that need to be closed.
There is no other high-burden HIV country that has gotten as far as Namibia has. That is to say, when you look at all three of the 90s, Namibia is closer to achieving the goals than any other high-burden country. The problem that we now face, as Simon mentioned, is that the people who are left that have to be identified are the ones that are the hardest to find. They live way out in the middle of nowhere in the country, or they don't want to be identified. And I think that's a problem, particularly with young men. Young men don't want to test. They don't want to know their status. And that's a problem because in order to achieve the targets, we're going to have to identify them and get them on treatment.
The U.S. ambassador to Namibia, Thomas Doughton, said his government is committed to help government achieve success in the fight against HIV. Namibia has an estimated 270,000 people living with HIV. The government needs to work harder to reduce and break the cycle of HIV, especially among those between the ages of 24 to 40, where the prevalence is high at 40%.
The problem isn't going away anytime soon. There isn't about to be a cure. And the cure that has been found is one that involves taking antiretroviral drugs for the rest of your life. So in order to cure these people, we have to get them on the treatment and keep them on the treatment. That also means is there won't be one day when we can just declare victory and say we're finished, because people will go on having to be treated, people will go on having to be tested. So one of the keys for us over the next probably 3 to 5 years here is working with the government to find ways to make all of the efforts that the ministry engages in, all the efforts that we engage in, all the efforts that our other partners engage in, to make them sustainable.
Risk or key populations such as those with multiple partners, sex workers and young people needs to receive due attention. Ambassador Doughton mentioned that his office will expand its programs to empower young women, including gender-based violence, which contributes to the spread of HIV, and this would require everyone's effort and cooperation.